Okay, thankfully nobody got hurt in this at bat, but this is one of my favorite things that happened in this series. Um, this is a total cross up. He didn't get the call, even though it was definitely in the strike zone. And this it goes such a long ways to explain what the interaction is between hitters and pitchers, and in this case, catchers, because the catcher is acting out what someone who is totally reacting to a pitch would be like. And he's got the glove in the middle of his body, basically, right? Because he knows he's going to have to reach one way or the other. So he puts the glove kind of like right in the middle. He's expecting fastball because remember, he put the fingers down for a fastball. And he thinks it's a high fastball because that's what the initial flight showed him. It came out of the hand and it's heading up. So this is probably going to be head high or maybe even higher than that. And that's why you see him standing up. And then boom, it changes all of a sudden. And now he has to totally react completely different to that. So in reality, his glove went from here and all it really needed to do was go to there, but instead it ends up taking the long way because of that hitter's attention or catcher's attention in this case. So let's take a look at a different curveball in in the same at bat. So this is another curveball. It's a little harder at 84, and you can see the tunnels are different. It's a little bit tighter, and so that's a little closer to being a perfect tunnel for a high fastball. Because the high fastball that crossover curveball would be way too high to be even competitive. So the hitter is never going to go after that. But you can see the route that is taken between these two curveballs is crazy, right? With the glove, but they end up in almost exactly the same spot. Pretty crazy. But let's take a look now at the tighter curveball, and we'll look at that first fastball that in this at bat that he swung at that was just a little bit above the strike zone. So you notice how on both of those pitches, the hitter has done nothing different at this point. He's got his foot down the same. He loaded at the same time. Everything's exactly the same because the pitches are close enough to being exact. He doesn't know which is which yet. And then when he finally recognizes each pitch, one of them he swings through and the other one he takes. But he's really late on this fastball. I'm going to show you that separately. And you can see if we had a side view, we could see that. In fact, let me get out of this and we'll just look at this fastball all by itself because this is pretty intriguing to me. This is what EV and a hitter's attention is all about. What does the hitter have right now? He has a game plan, right? And what that basically is fastball, middle of the strike zone. That's what most guys focus on. Some guys will sit at the top of the zone, but for the most part, the focus is middle because we're trying to hit the ball the other way. If you listen to interviews for the last 50 years, everybody talks about the same thing, getting your foot down early, let the ball travel, try to hit the ball the other way, and then adjust to pitches that are inside. That's the game plan of virtually all hitters in the big leagues. Now, obviously, some guys are different than that, but by and large, the general thought process is to try to get pitches out over the plate and let them travel, which this ball looks like, right? Out of the hand, this ball has a direction and a height. And where's that direction? It's to the outer third of the plate. Perfect, right? So far, it matches everything the hitter wants. And then it starts to move towards him. So it's gaining velocity that whole time. Plus, it's at the top of the strike zone. And this is one of the better hitters, actually, this year at pitches at the top of the strike zone because he has a flatter swing plane than most other guys. But he's still late enough to not be able to make contact on that pitch. Because at 99, if this fastball is on that diagonal, which is where Cole basically lives most of the year, is on the diagonal and then works a slider off of that, off the plate. But today, he spent a lot of time on the plus side of the strike zone, which helped him dramatically. Except for the one homer he gave up was on a pitch If you saw Carlos Pena, it was a lefty hitting the ball down and away out of the yard. But for this discussion, what this hitter is picturing is a fastball that's going to end up at 99 minus a couple miles an hour. So basically, if you're throwing 99, then 96 is the speed that's in his brain. And so I can assure you that somewhere between 96 and 99 is where this hitter's actually at. But where the ball is at in space is at a place where he would have to be closer to about 104 if he's going to do any damage to that fastball. So he's approximately, let's just give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he's 99. He's ready to hit 99. So if this pitch is 104, then he's going to be about 5 miles an hour late on that. And that is going to be really close to accurate. If we had the side view, I could show you exactly, but they didn't show us that. So then let me look at this other fastball that he ends up striking out on. And this one again, even though he's already seen one of these, it's almost identical. He's still really late. This one's it added 1 mile an hour, but for all intents and purposes, it's virtually the same pitch. He just got it, and yet he's still late on it because his brain is stuck at a speed that's more about what he's seen in the past. And what he's seen in the past is this version of that fastball, not this one. And when that takes place, it adds reactionary time, or it actually takes reactionary time away. It adds effective speed to the pitch. Carlos Pena said it extremely well last night on the breakdown of this. He showed the red section, and he showed the blue section, and he showed all the fastballs that were in the plus, fouled off, popped up, and then the homer is on the fastball that's down, because the fastball that's down is the speed that they're most geared to. It doesn't mean he can't throw fastballs down. It just means that that's the pitch that they're geared to. And this one is the one that hides changeup, slider, curveball. They all look the same. They're all coming out of the same tunnel. They're all staying in that same tunnel for a long time. And very difficult to see the difference. But the difference in speed is dramatic. 105 down to about 75 effective velocity miles per hour is his speed range. Crazy.